Hey folks, Jim Thomas here, Fitness Management and Consulting, and welcome to our channel today. I appreciate y'all being here. And if you're new to the channel, if you're finding us for that very first time, welcome. It's good to have you. And our topic for you today is how to gain control of your gym business. How to gain control of your gym business. Now, before we get into our topic today, just a quick reminder, my focus, my mission here in the channel is I want to be able to provide as much information as I can, to as many people as I can across the globe. And the best way I can do that is when you choose to subscribe to the channel. So if you've not yet done so, please take a moment, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. And then to learn more about me, learn more about my company, and how we can help take your business that next level, be sure to check out those links below. And then a message to you folks who are looking to open a new gym and you need funding. You're looking to acquire a gym. You need funding. You have an existing operation, you need funding. We can help with funding from between $50,000 and $400,000 in funding that is unsecured. There's no restrictions on use. And the basic qualification for that program, it's a 680 credit score or better in all three credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, and a minimum income of $50,000 per year each of the two previous years. Check the links below under financing and funding, for more information on that particular program, as well as other financing options that we have available for you. And so with that said, let's get into our topic here today, and it's how to gain control of your gym. How to gain control. I know when I go in and do a turnaround, that's the first thing we try to do. We need to gain control of what's happening, what's going on, the money, all those things. And maybe in your situation, you feel like you've lost a little bit or you need to gain a little bit. Let's take a look at these and see if there's some things in here that can help you kind of gain control of your business to help take you to that next level. And so number one on my list is we need to know our metrics. We need to know our metrics, KPIs, key performance indicators. Are you monitoring your key performance indicators? On the bigger scale of things, what's your rent as a percentage to revenue? What's your payroll as a percentage to revenue? What are your recurring fees as a percentage, to your operating expense? Okay, what does your marketing numbers look like? What is your advertising, cost per sale, cost per lead, cost per call? Do we know those numbers? Do we know our closing percentages? Do we know how many leads we're collecting a day? How many outbound calls we're making? How many people we're connecting with? How many appointments? How many people are showing up? What's our conversion, our second sale? There's an awful lot in there. But once you start to do it, it's not quite as overwhelming as maybe the first time you look at it. But know your numbers. Know exactly where you're at, because you don't know where to work on in terms of improvement if we don't know the numbers. I get into a lot of clubs and they'll say, yeah, Jim, our closing percentage, we're just not closing. And I get into the business, and what I find, they're really not controlling their guest traffic at the front. Is really kind of what it is. And so you need to know your numbers. Key performance indicators. Track everything. Okay? If you have to, track it on a piece of paper to get started. Okay? If you need help on that, there's numerous ways. Check the links below. Reach out to me. Happy to chat with you about some of that. Number two, implement regular feedback. Implement regular feedback. This is one sometimes if you're struggling, it's easy to get kind of so close to something you don't see it. And I can give you a couple thoughts on this. I know, again, getting involved in a turnaround, one of the things that I will do, I will send out a get acquainted worksheet. I want to hear from all key personnel. I want to hear about what's working, what's not working. Give me your thoughts. What would you do if you were in charge? Where's their waste? Where's their opportunity? I want to get feedback from everybody, because maybe there's some things in there that we can utilize. Okay, because sometimes we as the owner might get a little too close. So I'm going to send out a get acquainted worksheet. Think about that. Maybe you want to send out a get acquainted worksheet to all of your staff right now. The second thing, and this is something that's done ongoing, okay, any meeting that we have, okay, it's a production meeting, a training meeting, a management trainee meeting, we're going to start off with everybody. Bring me up to date, what's working well, what's not. I want to get regular feedback on how we're feeling about things, good or bad, and then making adjustments to make sure we're improving upon what we're doing. And if it's working well, how can we help somebody else do the same thing? So you want to implement regular feedback. Number three, you want to assign clear responsibilities and accountability. Okay, you want to assign clear responsibilities and accountability. You know, let's don't say, hey, it's going to have to be technology is going to do all this for us. I mean, technology is a key part, certainly, but the people are the most important part. And so, clear responsibilities and accountability. Responsibilities. How are we generating new leads? And I'm not talking just, posting per se, but how are we generating new leads? Out in the community with local businesses, with referrals, with former members. How are we doing that? Okay, and whose responsibility is that? Okay, responsibility to make outbound calls, responsibility to make appointments. Okay, so to clean the club. Okay, clear responsibilities. Make sure it's outlined. Make sure there's also accountability. I can share this. A lot of clubs we get involved with. Certainly if it's a turnaround, and sometimes hey, what can we do immediately to get things turned around? And we've literally had clubs improve by as much as 20% just by changing the accountability. Just by having managers call in the morning with, here's how many appointments I have in the books, here's my goal for the day, here's my projection, here's, if I write this much, here's what my projection is going to be. They call in early morning to the owner. Midday, they provide an update, and then end of day, here's the end of day report. They call those in. Just by doing that, and it's not meant to be a heavy-handed thing, it's meant to be an awareness thing, it's a knowledge thing, it's saying, hey, here's where we're at. Now, what do we need to do to get where we need to be? Okay, so have clear responsibilities and accountability. Take a good look at that one, because that's one that sometimes it slips a little bit without us realizing it. Number 4 on my list, okay, is you want to implement, really a formal way to solve problems. Implement a formal way to solve problems. Here's kind of what I'm getting at here. And I'm talking about really about conversion. We can do this at a lot of levels. Okay. But at conversion, a customer comes in, we'd like to see them become a member. Okay. And so if they don't, okay, and maybe if our numbers are good, you're okay. But maybe if they're slipping a bit, we'll sit down with a salesperson and we'll go through a tour log sheet. And the tour log sheet will kind of walk us through, hey, how did we handle that customer when they came in? What did we do well? What did we not do so well? What would we do differently? If the same person came back in, how would we attempt to get them to want to become a member with our gym? Okay, so we're going to try to solve that problem. Regular training programs is one of the best things you can possibly do. You can have a situation whereby you're going to write people up for doing something right. You're going to catch them doing something right. There's a tendency, to catch them doing something wrong. We're going to catch them doing something right. So implement a system for problem solving. Probably the biggest thing and best thing you can do is regular training, because regular training, you almost get ahead of it before it becomes a problem. Okay, you can use this channel, for a way to do that. So a lot of clubs do. It's a great way to get the information out. And then number 5 on my list on how to gain control of your gym business is commit to a long-term management system. Commit to a long-term management system. And I'm not really referring to kind of software management here. I'm talking about kind of how you run your gym. How do you collect leads? How do you work your CRM? Are we making outbound calls? I mean, a lot of clubs, stop doing that, okay? And you have to talk to people. That's just the reality to really maximize your opportunity, okay? It can't all be email and text, but how are we going to collect leads? How are we going to work our CRM, our outbound calls? What's our number? How many do we need to make a day? How many do we expect to contact? How many appointments? What should our show percentage be? What should our conversion be? How about our second sale? How about referrals? How about retention? We want to get that long-term management system in place. We don't want this to be something that we wing it, or every time we hire a new person, oh yeah, let's try that. Okay, get a system in place. If you don't have one, check out the links below. I'm happy to chat with you about how we can help you with some of that. But get that system in place, because here's what I know to be true. If we have that winning attitude and we follow that process, that proven system, you're going to have success. And the reason you are is because you have the greatest product in the world. Everybody on the planet, all 8 billion of us or so, want to look better, feel better, and live longer. So folks, again, my name is Jim Thomas. Appreciate you being here at the channel today. Hope you found the information beneficial. If you've not yet done so, please take a moment, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. Again, to learn more about me, learn more about my company, and how we can help take your business that next level, be sure to check out those links below. And then again, for you folks who are looking to open a new gym, you need funding. You're looking to acquire a gym, you need funding. You're looking you have an existing operation, you need funding for marketing, for expansion. We can help with funding from between $50,000 up to $400,000. That is unsecured. There's no restrictions on use. The basic qualification for that program is a 680 credit score or better in all three credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, and then a minimum income of $50,000 per year each of the 2 previous years. Check out the links below under financing and funding for additional information on that particular program and other financing options that we have for your business. Again, appreciate you being here at the channel today, and we look forward to seeing you all in that next video.